A few weeks ago, High Sierra Speedway hosted the ninth round of the 2023-2024 Lemans Proxy Series. The series is now over, and here's your top four finishers. Thunderjet in fourth, Starfighter Ace in third, Courtney S in second, and your winner is Brumos R. These top four finishers accounted for all the wins in the 10-race series. With the series now over, I was able to take a look at the top three cars and see what makes a winning proxy car. It's interesting that the top three cars are different makes. Starfighter Ace is a Polycar Ferrari. Courtney S used a Thunderslot Lola T70 Coupe. And Brumos R used an NSR 4GT Mark I. First car we're going to look at is the third place car. That's Starfighter Ace. The body is a Ferrari. Looks pretty normal. It does have a Lexan interior. When we take a look at the chassis, NSR 25K motor. The front wheels are not independent rotating. They are aluminum wheels. There's a look at the rear tires. He's using a plastic gear and a little bit of tape to limit the movement of the pod. There's quite a bit of weight on this car. You've got tungsten bar in the front of the motor. You can't see it, but there's a tungsten bar on the back of the motor on the pod. A couple pieces of tungsten on the side of the chassis. Looks like a slab of lead just behind the rear axle, and then 5 more pieces of lead or tungsten right around the guide area. Guide looks like a slot invasion. Centers nicely. He's got spacers between the chassis and the pod, both in the back as well as in the front. Nothing real out of the ordinary, but obviously the car works very well. So that's Starfighter Ace, third place car in the series. Second place car is Courtney S. It's a Thunderslot Lola T70. Here's the body. You notice he's got silicone washers glued to the body post to dampen the body from the chassis. There's also one on the back mount, but you can't see it here because it's come off. Now let's take a look at the chassis. Courtney has gone a whole different way from everybody else. So it's standard Thunderslot chassis. He's got the 050 motor in it, slim can motor. It's glued in. There's a piece of plastic in front of the motor to keep it rigid. You can see the glue marks there. There's glue in the back. And then the whole rear upright is tied together. Not a lot of weight on this car considering the fact that it's a slim can motor. 1 tungsten disc in the back, and it looks like about 5 grams of lead right on the pod. He's running, looks like the stock plastic wheels from Thunderslot with stock inserts. Oh, there's one more little piece of lead right over there on the top you can see, I guess to offset the motor. I assume this is a Thunderslot's angle winder pod that he has put the slim can in and then taken up the space. You saw with that piece of plastic there, the white piece of plastic. Very nicely done. Nothing really out of the ordinary except for the motor. And the winning car, Brumos. Brumos is running an NSR 4GT. The body is a standard NSR 4GT Mark I. It looks like a white kit with a Lexan interior. Everything else is pretty standard. The tape there to hold it in has come off over the races. I know we found that building these cars for the Electric Dreams Enduro, the Mark I is about a gram lighter than the Mark II, and the white kits are about a gram lighter than that. So this is about as light as you can get for a body for an NSR. Looks pretty standard NSR. Standard black chassis, red motor pod. He's got the motor pod pretty much not rigid, but taped to the chassis. So there's not a whole lot of movement there. There's still some up and down movement. In terms of ballast, there's a couple small tungsten discs in those back 2 holes right in the motor pod, and a couple of tungsten discs in the front. So that's about it. Not a lot of weight on this car. It's a 25K Shark motor, I believe. The labels come off it, but I think that's what this is. He is using independent front end. So the front wheels, I think over time they've gotten a little tight because they're not totally free, but it is an independent rotating front axle assembly. Very, very fast car. That's a look at the podium cars after the 10 race series. Starfighter Ace in third, Courtney S in second, and the winner, Brumos R. I want to thank Tony, aka Brumos R, for letting me tear down the top 3 cars and give you an insight in what it takes to win a proxy. Thanks for watching. This is Jim Rose with NorCal Slot Car Scene.